Hey everyone, Notion Workflow here, and today I'll be sharing the Style Notion Formula function, which allows you to customize color and background, among other things, within a text output in a formula property. I've used and demonstrated these style formula functions in previous videos, but I thought in today's video I'll just focus on the formula itself and how we might be able to configure various aspects of it within a simple database where we will be calculating how many minutes someone's worked for within a formula property. As you can see, there's 4 properties I've set up in this time log: a date, person, minutes, and then our formula property. I'm just going to go ahead and add some example text to get started here. Let's say in our example we want to demonstrate or output how long someone's worked for in a single formula property. As you can imagine, we can click on formula, and let's start typing in kind of the structure that we might want to show how long someone's worked. In our case, we want to maybe mention the person first. So say this person worked, right? And remember, we can also add some supplementary text by adding the plus and then typing in some text there so that we have person worked for, right? Notice how there's no space between the person and the worked for, so we're going to add that space real quick. And then let's say they worked for X amount of minutes. So we're going to add that minutes property that we created, add that space. Let's add that space after the worked for. So it says person worked for X minutes. And then let's also specify the date. And so maybe we can say minutes on, and then specify that date property. So now it says this person worked for X minutes on this date. It's a very simple formula output that we've created here. You can imagine if you were to use like a list view and then just show the formula property, you get a pretty good idea for how long someone's worked. Now, the next step to this is the styling, right? Where we want to emphasize text within this output so that we can make this look a little cleaner. Again, what's really neat with the style formula is the dot notation, where if you do dot style and open it up at any point within this formula, it will pop up some styling conditions that you can specify. As you can imagine, it suggests a bunch of things that you can add: bold, underline, italics, code, or strike through, and then all the other color combinations that you might want to add. Maybe for the date, we want to emphasize the date, so let's make it bold. We can do quotation B, like it suggests here, and let's close it. So now when we look at our list output, you can see that the date has been bolded compared to the other text and numbers that we specified within the formula. And maybe we also want to highlight the person who also worked on it. So let's do dot style in front of that person property, and let's add how about a blue background? So as you can see, like it suggests, we can do quotation blue underscore background, close it up, and now we have that nice blue background appear for the name or the person property that we are using within this formula. And now let's also emphasize the minutes that someone's worked for as well, right? What we can now do is dot style, and since this is a kind of point of emphasis within this theoretical time log, let's underline it. So let's just do quotation open U, and maybe why don't we also bold it? So what's nice with the style formula function is you can add a comma and add another specification to that styling so we can make it underlined and bolded, like so. So now it'll say person worked for X minutes on this date. As you can see, that styling already looks better just within this list view that we've created here. And maybe 55 is a great number highlight, but maybe we also want to do that for the minutes. If we wanted to just do the minutes styling for this, what we can do is we can separate the text so that minutes and on are separate. We can go to the minutes and then do .style, and let's also bold and underline that as well. As you can imagine, now the 55 minutes is fully bolded and underlined within this formula output, and it looks just like that. So let's say we have another example where maybe none of these entries are filled. And that is sort of something to consider, because if someone creates an entry and nothing's filled, it'll look just like this, right? Worked for minutes on, right? And that doesn't look so good. And I don't think anyone wants to see that sort of half-baked formula property within their dashboard. The one thing we can do to take this further is by adding in what formulas are good at. Creating an if-then function so that if all of these are filled, we can show this. And if all of these are not filled, then let's not show anything. So the way we can go do that is we're going to add the ifs formula function. You can ignore all the red text for now. We're going to close the back of it. We're going to do Shift Enter to add that space, give ourselves a little more space to work with. We want to say if date, minutes, and person are not empty, let's show this output. But otherwise, let's make it blank. What we can do is we're going to do if it's not empty, which is exclamation point empty, and we highlight the person first, because that's the first property that appears within the formula. We can close that up and say, if person property is not empty, then do this, right? But in our case, because we don't want all the properties to be empty, we can say, and we also want the minutes to not be empty as well, right? And we also don't want the date to be empty either. So notice how you can just chain together these conditions by saying if person is not empty, if minutes is not empty, and date is not empty, then let's show this output. And otherwise, let's not show it at all. So we've created this first condition, which matches the output we've started with. And so we're going to add a comma there. And we can just leave it as that. And we can also do it where otherwise, let's make it blank. So we add a comma after that output that we specified, open and close quotation marks to specify when these are not filled in, we want it to always show an empty block. Obviously, the ifs works so that we don't need to specify this, but I think it's a good habit to start to think about the output when none of the conditions are, so that you can sort of carry that through for all lets, ifs, related formula functions that you might be using, and it might be easier to think about it logically that way as well. So now when we click on done, notice how nothing appears within this formula output because these are not filled. So even if I add myself and some minutes, nothing's going to happen, so I need to add a date. The moment I do add a date, notice how this pops up, and now we have this very nice way of styling this very basic formula output that we've created, while also taking into consideration that all three of these properties need to be filled within the constraints of the formula or the conditions of the formula so that we can get this output to show. This is a very straightforward and basic tutorial. Obviously, the ifs formula is totally optional, but I do think in most worlds, we'd probably want to only show an output when certain things are filled. If you'd like to check out other videos on my channel, I'll be linking the Formulas 2.0 playlist and the Notion Automations playlist, as well as the Notion Basics playlist, in case you're curious to learn more about Notion on my channel. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Give it a like if you found it valuable, and I'll see you in the next one.